Okay, you're never going to hear me say I look ridiculous, just so you know. Okay, maybe. All right. Hey, welcome to TAPNGRL, tapping into you, everybody. I got Melissa back here with me. And I want to say first and foremost that we are here through the generosity of Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. If there's anything they can do for you, give them a holler. If you're selling your house, if you're having a garage sale, if you need a bigger sign, you still do car wraps. Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. You still do car wraps?
We do car graphics.
Car graphics, okay.
I don't wrap vehicles completely anymore because of my gout.
Okay. All right. Well, that's more information than you need, but hey, we're happy to share. How's that? Okay. So, Melissa, who is so delightful and cracks me up all the time.
I just keep it real.
Tell her, yeah, that's what she says. When she's getting ready to go off, remember I told you last time she was very colorful? She'll be like, oh yeah, we had some realness that day. We was going to do real. I was like, okay, well see, the way I do real is to disengage. And we're actually going to talk about some of that today. So why don't you tell them about you, where to find you, about your page and all that fun stuff.
Melissa Mitchell and my lovely friend Stephanie Green, Living Life on Purpose on Facebook. Please join us in doing just that. Taking control of your life.
Oh, see, and that's what we're going to talk about today, okay? Wonderful. Because I do, some of you know, because you follow me, and I do a live, this is kind of weird, looking at the camera instead of looking at myself. I'm used to looking at me. Yes, because it's always about me. Yeah, he says, pretend this is a mirror. Okay, so here's, there we go again, OP's on technology. Okay, if you're not laughing when we're doing this, okay, at just how true and real this is, you just don't get it. Go somewhere else, maybe. Okay, so first let's say this. The tapping is acupuncture without the needles.
Yes.
What we're doing is we're tapping energy meridians on the face and the body while we are actually addressing modern psychological aspects, sabotage, and all kinds of fun things. That's why it's called energy psychology.
Yes.
Okay? So that we can actually get those negative emotions and negative emotional experiences out of our body.
Yeah.
What she said to me just before we got on here, that here, you probably can't see it, I gave her a big old fat kiss on the cheek because I'm like, I love you more than when you got here a minute ago. Because she said that
I love you more when you leave.
Yeah. Oh, see, now that does not affect me because I think I'm fun and delightful.
He's only looking forward to the next time.
To the quiet. Maybe it's the quiet. Maybe he likes quiet better. Anyway, what she was talking about was, this is somebody who gets the tapping, okay? May not always plug it in her own life. Okay, we're all only human, right?
Yes.
Okay, I do the same thing.
Yes.
I will have people say, "Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting I can do the tapping," and I go like, "Okay, I've only done it for 10 years. And do I still do that?" Yes.
Right.
Because sometimes I'll be honest with you, I want to be snarky and right first.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's okay sometimes.
It's okay
Embrace
anytime.
it.
Okay.
Embrace it.
Here's what she said. And we're going to try and kind of duplicate it. In a lot of people, when they tell me their story, will say, I'm okay with it now.
Right.
Okay? But what I try and help people understand is that child that I was did not process that negative emotional experience. In fact, I was just telling, and I tell everybody I work with this now, when I work with children, I get very, very excited.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Because the idea that we are changing this world by having teaching a technique where you can actually self-soothe your own negative emotional experiences, just think about it for a minute, okay? Whether you're my age or you're 20 or you're 30 or you're 40 or you're 70 or you're whatever, okay? If every time somebody made you feel angry, upset, sad, angry, grieving a death, anything that made you feel other than the joy and the awesomeness that you are,
right?
Okay? That you could actually talk about it and tap to not go into judgment on yourself about
your feelings.
What happened.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of that comes from the fact that most of us are trained out of our feelings.
Absolutely.
Boys don't cry. Don't let them see you sweat.
Suck it up.
Don't do that. So, yeah.
I mean, I think I probably still say these things.
Yeah. Now, we know, and this is not to, this is just one of the ways that we get info and we do things. One of the things, and I think I can say this about you, that you, because I'm not going to get real explicit, is that when we tapped, one of the stories that, actually the last show that we did, the tapping after the show was crazy off the chain
wow.
good, okay? I always say this first however many minutes is to kind of get you lubed up and get you going. One of the things that came up for you was I was always told I was a fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what? She still is.
Yeah.
Okay. In all of her wanting to be right.
Yes.
Okay.
And safe.
Okay. And she knows me well enough to know I'm not going, you need to stop doing that. In fact, I said the last time we got together, I said, all that's fine and good. Just do not tell that crappy story to me again without having it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I say that to people all the time. So it's not just her. It's not just me. It's not just my husband. So what I want to talk about this month is freedom. Okay? This is the month of independence. This is the month of freedom. Now, here's what most of us don't really feel, believe. We were trained a different way. And that is, at the end of the day, well, not even at the end of the day, at the end of the moment.
Yes.
Okay? Whatever anyone else is doing, I am the thinker in my thinker.
Yes.
Okay? I just put that yesterday on Facebook, people. I'm the only thinker in my thinker. No matter what anybody else does to me.
Right.
Okay? It is my choice if I want to focus on figuring that out or go, whoops, you know what?
Yeah.
None of that feels good. Okay? So I'm going over here.
Right.
Okay? If you have a vibrational stance of feeling persecuted, you are going to create stories in your life that prove to you you're right, that you've been persecuted.
Yes.
Okay? I kind of got some of this going on right now. I disengage. Okay? Now, I have been called some pretty, I've had some fun things said lately. Just so you know about my immaturity. And, and I'm okay with that. Because I know that whatever anyone projects to me, projects onto me, whether they love me to bits, okay, or can't stand me, has everything to do with them.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, that's not feel-good stuff. Now, here's the thing. If I don't like what you're doing, and I keep saying that you doing that is why I can't feel good, here we go, peeps. I just shipped all my freedom away.
You're not going to feel good.
I'm not free. I just wadded myself up in my own prison of trying to figure out why you're doing that thing to me, okay? And I understand it. Don't confuse the way I talk about this with not having compassion, okay? No. You're going to find, whether you work with me or not, if you want to, if you're looking for it, you're going to find what you look for. I am probably about as compassionate a person, okay, as there is.
Yes.
Okay?
Agreed.
I just don't need to get into the black hole with you to prove that I'm compassionate.
I love that you say it like that.
Okay.
I'm like a black hole crawler. We're in there
let me get down there with you so I can help you.
I don't want to do that.
And here's the thing. Haven't you noticed, okay, and I know you have, okay, because you're really smart. You get this stuff. So many of us do. Okay, when I say, do you understand you create your own life experience, you know how many people say yes to me, and then when something happens they don't like, they're like, well, I didn't do that. Right. Okay, well, you either did or you didn't. You did. All right? you did. Okay? So, I would suggest if there's anybody who's had an issue with me, you might go back and look at some of the conversations you had with me to see where I may have decided to disengage.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because here's the thing. At the end of the, not the end of the day, in this moment, the absolute most important thing to me is how I feel.
Yes.
I get a match to how I feel, and if I'm going to spend my time trying to figure out why you're upset with me and you don't like me, that's me getting in the black hole with you. Okay? Because all we're doing then is right fighting.
Yes.
Okay? And it's not that I don't get it. Okay, because I'm over here. I went and did happy this morning. Okay, I went and took my walk. I went and did fine. I went and had the experience I wanted. I was so happy I got my walk in before it poured. I mean, I decided today was going to be an amazing day. I get to see you. I get to see Jim. My husband gets to drive me here. I love that. I mean, really, there are things about it that I love. Well, I don't know why you're making that face. It's a really wonderful thing.
It's a long walk home.
Oh wow. Okay, well, there you go. Yes, he is, and here's the thing.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to talk about it later. He gets to choose again later whenever he wants. Okay, so here's the deal. When somebody's doing that thing and you're all wadded up, okay, it can be difficult.
Yes.
Okay? And I was actually cautioned by someone yesterday about saying that. I only say it because from your life experience, it is.
Yes.
Okay?
Right.
It can be difficult to remember I get to choose.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So,
new habits.
New
it takes
habit.
time to
it
form
takes
them.
time and it takes practice. If you're not good, excuse me, I was already tapping this morning, so that's why we already got the stuff
Work is
coming out.
moving.
Actually, start doing this right now, okay? I keep forgetting.
I did
that.
on
What
the
I wanna
way
do,
here.
Yay! Because I thought what we do is we just start tapping while we're talking, and before you know it, you get to go off if you want. Okay,
Ooh.
you get to do whatever you want
That
with
feels
this.
nice.
Okay, and as I told you, tapping is like bird poop. Okay. It knows what you're tapping in. It knows what you're tapping out. Don't worry about it. Okay. Your brilliant body and mind knows what feels good and what to take on. Yeah,
I got you.
And the reason I say it's like bird poop, y'all may not remember, is because how is it the birds know how to poop white on a black car and black on a white car?
I know. Why do they do that?
I know y'all think I'm fascinated
They
with bird
do it.
poop because I bring it up all the time. I
It's
say
real.
it's the great conundrum of the universe. Okay, so what I did the other day on my live and I wanted to do today, and I will do again on my next 3 lives, and I will even talk again on the next show. Okay, and we're just going to kind of self-soothe it. Okay? We're going to start with, even though I forget that I have the freedom to choose what I want to think.
Even though I have the
Freedom
to
choose what I want to think.
what I want to think.
Okay.
Why am I tapping to this?
Because
why I
she's
couldn't
like,
repeat it.
now this is what's so funny. Sometimes I do that where I move each hand to the next spot. It's like, it's
I
like
can't
double
repeat it.
tapping.
I can't. That's too much multitasking. Okay.
We're
one at
having
a
way
time.
too
Yours
so.
is yours.
Yeah, it's like isn't that rubbing your belly
Yes,
thing?
that's what
in your head?
but no talking while doing
No
that.
talking while doing it.
I can't.
Listen, you never tapped like this before, okay? And I still looking at me. I'm looking here at Joe. Okay. I also get very awesome messages from people. There is a lady that found me a little while back. She's in Germany. She's absolutely awesome. In fact, her parents live here in Indiana.
Oh, yes, okay.
Okay. She just wrote me a note today. First of all, when she first found me, she was like, I never got results from tapping like that before.
Yeah.
I was like, yay, that's always fun to hear, right?
Yeah.
Then she said, you do tapping like a focus wheel. Yeah. Anybody who's aware of Abraham knows that what you do is you start where you are with those negative emotions. You kind of climb the emotional scale, and then you can kind of ramp it up and rock it with I'm awesome, I'm amazing, I'm this, I'm that. Before you know it, you're up and you're going. It's like, man, who gets to have some of this? Because you leave a hologram of you behind you.
That's right.
Okay. Not everybody wants to choose that.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's not my job.
Right.
Okay, because no matter what, I cannot think for anyone else.
No.
Okay, and when you remember that everything I'm getting is about me, by me, with me, for me, because of me. Okay, so I don't even remember where I started with that. Do you?
The Germany chick.
Oh,
your
so
happy
she wrote me
messages.
this really awesome note this morning about how many things she's found now she can tap on in a day.
Oh, wow.
Completely change her day.
Yeah.
And then like start to see the things that show up because she's now a match to these better feeling things that are showing up.
That's amazing.
Okay, it really is very simple. We are just, listen, all we're doing, okay, is retraining our brain. Okay?
Yes.
So this is not woo-woo out there, new agey Colette's out of her mind. Okay,
Right.
this is actual
Didn't make it
body
up.
brain stuff.
Didn't make
I
it
also
up.
want to tell you that I met some amazing people. The workshop that I did was just crazy off the chain good. I had a ball. It was 3 hours of introducing it, talking about where it came from, facilitating for about an hour and a half. I know two people that actually came up and were in the chair with me, about 20 minutes each, and we really rocked it.
That's awesome.
One was to the point where, and this is where, when you really understand this stuff, you understand it's awesome for PTSD.
Oh, wow.
Had been suffering for several years from an issue, and in 15, 20 minutes, boom, gone.
Oh.
And to the point where this person said, it's just gone.
Right. Like,
I can think about it now like, yeah, it happened.
Right.
Go on.
That whole body clenching, like I know
Yes.
that moment again.
Yes.
Oh,
So let me tell you something, okay? Whether you've done the tapping or not, just start telling your crappy story while you're tapping. Don't
Hit the
even
points.
worry about the setup phrase, okay? Just keep tapping.
Yes.
What you're doing is calming down that whole parasympathetic nervous system. You're allowing blood back in the brain.
Yes.
Okay? And it really is, like I always say, when you're trying to reason, blood in the brain is a really good point.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
It's really, really helpful.
It's really helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to remind you about tapping. It's not always, let's say you have an ache or a pain, okay, or a physical condition.
Yes.
It's not always I tap and that magically clears up.
Right.
Now it can, okay, but I would never promise anyone that.
Right.
Which, by the way, reminds me to remind you, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychotherapist. Any protocol you're on, keep doing. If you choose to tap along, you're taking responsibility for your own emotional well-being, okay?
Ooh, yeah.
So the other thing that can happen with tapping is I tap and then I'm right place, right time. I hear somebody else talking who has a foot issue and now I've got a recommendation for an awesome podiatrist.
Yeah.
I get detoured. I think, oh no, I'm out of time. And I find out the detour took less time than the other way.
Of course.
Okay? I mean, it can just show up all kinds of
Yeah.
ways. You don't need to figure it out.
No.
Okay? The blood in the brain will help you do that.
You just accept it.
So, where'd my timer go?
Why
There
you
we go.
didn't pay
He says,
attention?
why you never pay attention. Okay. Nice. Okay, so here we go. I want you to measure, okay, on a 0 to 10, whether you've got something going on now or something you can think of that you forgot in getting all ensconced in the negativity of it, that you actually had the freedom to choose what you want to think about and focus on.
Yeah.
Got one?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to say it. Y'all know how this works. You don't have to tell me your crap.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it's there.
Yeah, and it's there, and even if you don't have something specific in mind, follow along. You are going to get relief on some issue. It's just the way it works.
Yeah.
Okay? Also want to remind you, I do this one-on-one. I do it in group. Feel free to contact me and all of those great things. Let's get more workshops done at my house. I'm very, very affordable, okay? And I'm telling you, in an hour of tapping,
Oh, yeah.
I can really shake up the beehive.
Yes.
Okay? All right, and then it's your job to go tap
That's
some
right.
more. Okay.
And
All
then
right.
come back.
And then come back, so that then what I tell people is like tapping with me is kind of like running the water in the casserole dish. Okay, you come
Yeah.
back after a while, things look really scrummy and
Yes.
nasty. You go home and you tap a little while on those things that came up. Okay, you come back to me is kind of like we go in there and scrub, so that
Yes.
when we tip the pan we go, ah,
Most of it's
that's
gone.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the side of the hand. Okay? Karate chop, whatever you want to call this. All right? Right there. You're tapping. And you're going to repeat after me. Even though sometimes I forget
Even though sometimes I forget
that I do have the freedom to choose
that I do have the freedom to choose
what I want to focus on.
what I want to focus on.
And I deeply and profoundly
And I deeply and profoundly
love and honor myself.
love and honor myself.
And even though sometimes I do forget,
And even though sometimes I do forget,
especially when I'm feeling ornery,
especially when I'm feeling ornery,
and I usually use a more colorful word,
and I usually use a more colorful word,
and I deeply and profoundly
and I deeply and profoundly
love and honor myself.
love and honor myself.
And even though it's easy for me to forget,
and even though it's easy for me to forget,
but it can also be easy to remember
it can also be easy to remember
that it is always my choice,
that it is always my choice,
as the only thinker in my thinker,
as the only thinker in my thinker,
to think about what it is I've got,
to think about what it is I've got
or what it is I do want.
or what it is I do want.
I'm the only thinker in my thinker,
I'm the only thinker in my thinker.
and I have the freedom to choose
And I have the freedom to choose
in every moment.
in every moment.
Born with it,
Born with it,
can't not have it,
can't not have
never
it,
goes away.
never goes away.
It's just my awareness.
It is just my awareness.
Wow. Okay, this must be big because I just heated up. Did you? Because you
I feel
did.
chilly.
Oh, okay,
Well,
'cause usually you're doing the
actually, from
sweaty thing.
inside- Well, I am, but I always sweat.
Yeah. Okay. Right here. Okay.
Just so
Honey.
energetic. I just so much releasing over here.
It's always my choice.
It is always my choice.
Side of the eye. I've always had the freedom.
I've always had the freedom.
Under the eye. Sometimes I just forget.
Sometimes I just forget.
Sometimes I get really ticked off.
Sometimes I get really ticked off.
At what you're doing.
At what you're doing.
I get wadded up in what you're doing.
I get wadded up in what you're doing.
And that renders me powerless.
And that renders me powerless.
I've always had the freedom to choose.
I've always had the freedom to choose.
What I want to think about.
What I want to think about.
What I want to focus on.
What I want to focus on.
How I want to feel.
How I want to feel.
Okay, right here under the nose. There's nothing more important.
There's nothing more important
than how I feel.
Than how I feel.
Because I always get a match.
Because I always get a match.
It's just feedback.
It is just feedback.
Top of the head. But I do get a match.
But I do get a match.
Eyebrow. It's awareness and information.
It's awareness and information.
I can stop seeing it.
I can stop seeing it.
Labeling it.
Labeling it.
Blame and judgment.
Blame and judgment.
Under the nose. That renders me powerless.
That renders me powerless.
When I don't take 100% responsibility.
When I don't take 100% responsibility.
For all that I create in my own life experience.
For all that I create in my own life experience.
Doesn't that mean I'm powerless to change it?
Doesn't that mean I'm powerless to change it?
How could that be?
How could that be?
Eyebrow. Sometimes I forget.
Sometimes I forget.
And you know what?
You know what?
I'm going to be okay with that.
I'm going to be okay
Under
with that.
the eye. I'm going to be okay with the fact.
I'm going to be okay with the fact.
Under the nose that sometimes I just forget.
That sometimes I just
Chin.
forget.
Sometimes I have knee-jerk reactions.
Sometimes I have knee-jerk reactions.
To trying to protect myself.
To try and protect myself.
To letting you know.
To letting you know.
What you did to me.
What you did to me.
Eyebrow. That renders me powerless.
That renders me powerless.
Side of the eye. Sometimes I just forget.
Sometimes I just forget.
Under the eye. Sometimes that negative stuff.
Sometimes that negative stuff.
Under the nose. Feels so overwhelming.
Feels so overwhelming.
Chin. I don't like feeling overwhelmed.
I don't like feeling overwhelmed.
Collarbone. It scares me when I feel overwhelmed.
It scares me when I feel overwhelmed.
Under the arm. It's tight when I feel overwhelmed.
It is tight when I feel overwhelmed.
Top of the head. Overwhelmed feels.
Overwhelmed feels.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Eyebrow. There's no blood in my brain.
There's no blood in my brain.
Side of the eye. What if that's what's going on physiologically?
What if that's what's going on physiologically?
What if I started doing that a very long time ago?
What if I started doing that a very long time ago?
Under the nose. As a little awesome being.
As a little awesome being.
My brain went into fight, flight, or freeze.
My brain went into flight, fight, or freeze.
And I still got a little being.
And I still got a little being.
Running the show.
Running the show.
Who's scared.
Who is scared.
Okay, now normally if I was working with you one-on-one, we would go into an inner child thing, but I'm not doing that right now, okay? If you just connected with that little person in there, okay, who feels hurt, scared, any of those, dread, okay, any of that, you can tell that story. Now, let me just tell you this. Here's my caveat, okay? If you're not going to see it through, don't start it.
Right.
Okay? Because I tell people all the time, it's not that I don't care, okay? But I don't care what's going on, how you're feeling, keep tapping.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if you are emoting that big, okay, you are on target.
Yes.
You are letting that negative emotion go from your little body.
Yes.
Okay? That's been holding it all these years, okay? All right? Now, by now, with the tapping that we've done, you might feel a little more, I don't know, I just felt like a breather. Like you could okay, great, okay?
Right.
Under the nose. I'm always free to choose.
I am always free to choose.
Chin. I am always free to choose.
I am always free to choose.
What I want to focus on.
What I want to focus on.
What I want to think about.
What I want to think about.
And how I want to feel.
And how I want to feel.
Sometimes it just is a little more challenging.
Sometimes it's just a little more challenging.
Because I haven't practiced it enough.
Because I haven't practiced it
What
enough.
if that's all there is to it?
What if there's all... Yes,
yeah.
to it. Thank
what
you,
he said.
Thank you.
What he said.
Right.
What if that's all there is to it? Okay, you went somewhere.
is to
I don't know
it.
what you were thinking about, but you went somewhere.
guess.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
had something
know.
pop up in there, okay? Right here.
See, I can't do this and think.
You're not
all by
supposed to think.
myself.
I don't want you to think. She says all by myself.
Exactly.
Look, everybody tells me this is way easier when I do it with you.
Yes.
Okay, I get that. I used to have the exact same thing go on where I couldn't figure out my stuff unless I was working with somebody else.
Yeah.
And that somebody else was really just a video because I did all my own stuff. Okay,
Working with yourself, yes.
Okay, yeah. Now I always say I have the best job in the world because my clients, when they bring me things, it's always another level I get to open on myself. Okay, I have the greatest work in the world. I get paid.
Yeah.
You know, not just to help you be
Yeah.
aware, but
You.
to get more awareness for myself.
Yeah.
And that also means I don't take on any of your crappy, snarky
Oh,
stuff.
thank
See, I
goodness.
love that right
You
here.
don't
I'm
want
always
any
free to
of this.
choose.
I am always free to choose.
I like to practice that
I like to practice
in
that.
this month of freedom,
In this month of
where we
freedom.
all celebrate our independence.
Where we all celebrate our independence.
This month of freedom.
This month of freedom.
I'm independent and free.
I am independent and
And
free.
just so you know, wherever you're watching this in the world, you are independent and free
That's right.
to choose what you think.
That's right.
Top of the head. I had a lady get really upset with me and said, well, it's not like that. And I said, well, really, you do get to choose.
You're always
you may,
in charge of you.
may not like what's going on, okay? But you do get to choose. That's
Yes.
why I like to talk about the movie It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a Wonderful Life is where the guy,
Yeah.
not It's a Wonderful Life, Life is Beautiful, where the guy in the prison camp had his child think it was all a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've
great
seen
movie.
that.
Oh, you got to
my
watch
God.
it. It's a great movie. Right here. Listen. Find me on my webpage,
Yes.
TAPNGRL.com. Here he goes. He's going to pull it up because it's really cute and pretty and awesome. No,
is.
he's not.
Not
Okay,
right now.
not right now. And I want to thank my sponsors, Noblesville Trophies and Logan Street Signs and Banners. If there's any way that they can help you facilitate your business and what it is that you do, feel free to give them a call. Melissa, tell them again your page.
Living Life on Purpose with Stephanie Green and Melissa Mitchell.
Yeah, they got fun things over there.
We
You know, a
do.
lot of us are waking up and being aware. Keep tapping because I'm going to finish this up with a round of awesomeness, okay? Under the eye, all right? Keep tapping. Remember, I do this one-on-one and I do it in groups. Share this with your friends. Let get more people to the Tapping Girl Tapping Into
Yes.
You page, okay? This is my joy. It is my passion. I'm telling you what. I just absolutely adore tapping and the lives that I facilitate change and all the other things. Under the arm, a little bit more. Top of the head, a little bit more. Okay, now here we go.
Okay.
I'm awesome and amazing.
I'm awesome and amazing.
I love feeling lighter.
I love feeling lighter.
I love feeling better.
I love feeling better.
I love it when I choose my thoughts mindfully.
I love it when I choose my thoughts mindfully.
It makes me feel so powerful.
It makes me feel so powerful.
And that's because I'm at my most powerful.
And that's because I'm at my most powerful.
When I'm choosing mindfully and feeling good.
When I'm choosing mindfully and feeling good.
Top of the head. And that is my power.
And that is my power.
Take a nice big breath. Okay.
Good stuff.
Until she sees you next time.
Tap it out, Angel.
And until I see you next time, keep tapping into you. See y'all later.
Bye.
Keep tapping.